we can create it by HTML. So whatever the front end screen structure, so by web UI codes completely, web UI. So web UI, using web UI codes, we are able to create the front end of the application. Now, if you are able to create a front end, in that front end, if you click on the first menu, you can see one page. If you click on the second page, second menu, you can see one more page. Like that, if you click on the one more link in the menu bar, you can see one more page. Like that, how many menus you have, those many front-end applications we can create it inside the HTML. So in HTML, we can create how many menus we have. Those many menus we can create it by this. So that's why we use it is a front-end application. This front-end application is used for accessing all these type of front ends. This front end is helpful to make the user interaction with the server. So if you click on the login button, some screen is login. So you will enter your username and password. After that, you will redirect to some other page. That some other page is it will come from the server. So again, front end only, but after interacting with the server, then only it is showing that response page. So this way we can create our application. Okay. So we'll get the response page here. The response page, you can see here response page. Just a second, someone is asking something. Pavan, what is your doubt? You raised your hand.
I'm sorry, it was accidentally done. Sorry.
Oh, okay, no problem, no problem. No problem. Undo it. So here we are discussing here front end, just only front end. How to create the front end we are discussing here. So we don't bother about the server side programming. Server side means JSP or ASP or ASP or PHP. If we develop any of this server side, actually server side is not required. This front end page only interact with the server. Server will give the response to HTML. That HTML is again a front end. So front end. Yesterday we discussed HTML. HTML mainly used for creating the structure for application. HTML is nothing but it's a hypertext markup language. Hypertext markup language. So it is completely built up on tags. It's a tag based program. Tag based. The tag based programming. Under this tag, so I'll write it here. So tag name, we write the tag name like this. Syntax of the tag, we write like this. Syntax of the tag, we write like this. Similar way, if I start the tag, I have to end the tag. So tag name I'll start like this and tag name I'll end like this. This way we can write the tags. So if we write the tag like this, actually these tags are divided into two types. One is pair tag. One is pair tag. So we'll close the tag like this. Second one is unpaired tag. Unpaired tag. Pair tag means, so I have to write that same tag and there on here I have to write, this is the starting tag. In between the less than and greater than, whatever the name I'm writing here, that is starting tag. And here if I close like this, this is ending tag. So I can write the pair tag like this. Similar way I can write unpaired tag. Unpaired tag means here if I start the tag like this, I can start it. So unpaired tag means here itself I can close it. This is what unpaired tag. Okay. Pair tag and unpaired tag, two types of tags we have. No, it is, this is here itself will end. Here itself will end. In unpaired tag time, we don't close somewhere else, we'll close there itself. So that is unpaired tag. Pair tag and unpaired tag, two types of tags we have. These tags are used for creating the basic HTML page. Yesterday I told every web page will be with the same structure, that is HTML structure will be like this. Doc type HTML, inside that we write the HTML root tag, HTML start and HTML close. It is a pair tag, and inside that we can write the head. Head is used for writing the CSS code, JavaScript code. We can write it inside the HTML page. Next, it is a body tag. So body tag, so here we will close the body tag like this. I'm writing here HTML. Next, it is HTML start and close, and it is a body start and close. So this way we can create our application. So in this time, it is a hypertext markup language, and it is a tag based programming. Under this, we can write tag. So here is my tag. So under this, we can create a tag programming. It is a tag based programming. Under this, we can write HTML head body. So HTML is used for creating the structure of web application, and head and body is used for head is used for including the CSS JavaScript code, and body part is used to create the structure for application. This is what we discussed yesterday. So now I'm going enter into, I don't want to enter into inside of HTML. I want to explain what is the brief explanation on each topic. So what we use it, if we write CSS, what happens? If I write Bootstrap, what happens? If I write responsive code, what happens? That I'll explain. Yeah. So inside the head section, we can write CSS code, JavaScript code, jQuery code, Ajax code, and responsive code, and Bootstrap code. So these all the codes we usually write it inside the head section. These codes we write it inside the head section. Inside the body, we'll create the structure, total structure of HTML tags, HTML tags we write here. Structure of HTML tags we write inside the body. As of now, we can write a HTML document like this. Inside this, we can use the head and body like that. Now, what is the use with the CSS? If I use the CSS here, if I use the CSS, how it will work? I'll show you. Here, if I use CSS, I want to use CSS for my HTML page. CSS is nothing but cascading style sheets. Cascading style sheet. So cascading style sheet is nothing but how we are writing background color, border color, font family, font size, all types of CSS means all types of styles we can write it inside the HTML page by using style. So these styles you can write it inside the HTML tag. So HTML tag will start and close like this. Why? Because it is a pair tag. And here itself we can write the head section, head start, then head close. And here itself we can write the body tag, body start, then body close. Here inside this head, if we write here style tag, so we write the style like this, style start, then style close. So like this we can write the style. Here, suppose if you want to write background color for your body of your HTML page, you can write it here body curly brace, and inside that we can write it here background hyphen color gray color. So by writing this entire body of my application, I can show you in gray color. Mainly using CSS, this is CSS code. So what we have written here, this is what CSS code. We'll discuss how to write all attributes of CSS code in the CSS session. Mainly using CSS, we can create background, foreground color, border radius, rounded corners, and rounded corner, round circled image, like that. All gradient colors, linear gradient, radial gradient, animation effect, positions, position left and right positions. I want to change it for my div tag or any one tag sake. If you want to change the position, you can write the CSS. All alignment of the application, mainly alignment of application, we can create it by CSS. Alignment of application, we can create it. We can do with this, we can do like this. So what is the use with the JavaScript? So JavaScript is nothing but it's a browser side functionality. Browser side means browser executable. It is a client side programming. Client side programming. So inside this we'll discuss it's a client side programming. So we'll write this code also inside the HTML page. Inside the HTML page only we write here HTML start and HTML, and inside this I'm writing here head close, and here only I'm writing here body start. With Google Maps, that all we can do it by JavaScript. So JavaScript is a browser set programming. Here we'll learn how to write the programming, object-oriented programming, if condition, for loop, while loop, do while loop, like that. We'll use all. If you learn any of the programming language, how we use variable declaration, local variable, global variable, for loop, if condition, nested if, like that, all we'll learn it in JavaScript. So in this, one of the output statement I'm writing here alert. Alert will give you some hello world, hello application, hello output will come, but this is a pop-up. When I write here inside the script, after loading this page, if I save this file with 1.html and if I run it by browser, so I can show you one pop-up. So it will show you one pop-up with OK button. So it will show you one pop-up with OK button. So just it will show you with OK button, it will show you one pop-up window. That we can do it by JavaScript. So mainly by using JavaScript, we can implement this type of application. Here, now I'll explain what is the purpose of jQuery. So what is the purpose of jQuery? So jQuery is nothing but it's a library. It's an external JavaScript file. External JavaScript file. So yesterday I showed water rippling effect. That water rippling effect time. So I'm using here ripple.js. So here I'm starting my 7 a.m. 6 a.m. September batch. jQuery. See, water ripple. Yeah, see here water ripple.js. It is a JS file. It is a predefined JS file. That JS file I'm adding to my program. So that's why I can implement my application. Let me open that edit plus. See here. So normally inside the head only we write the script tag and we write script related code. Inside the start and close we write the script related code. But extra we are adding one more script tag here. In that script tag we are adding one external jQuery file. jQuery.min.js. .js means it is a JavaScript only. We are adding that external JS file into our program. That's why we can show you that water rippling effect. So if I run this water page, so I can show you that water related effect. That water effect we can show to the user. If I change the name of ripple.js, it won't work. Why? Because we are adding external JS file here. See here. This water movement we can show to the user like this. Okay. So this way, if we want to show to the user this water rippling effect sake, we are writing here jQuery code. jQuery we are adding here. If I don't add jQuery.min.js, suppose I'm writing here wrong. I'm writing some wrong entry. Okay. So now can I see that rippling effect or not? That is the external outer other site JS file. See here, I'm clicking on it, I'm moving on it, there is no water rippling effect. So this is because of water rippling effect is because of jQuery. If I add the jQuery, then only I can implement it. Here is jQuery min.js. By that I can able to add that file, and jQuery ripple.js is also used for adding that jQuery ripple file to our project. And here is C drive. I'm sorry, C is the div tag, something. We no need to observe this one. But here we are writing some code inside the script tag. We are adding two external file for our program. By that we are implementing that jQuery. If I change that jQuery library, it is not showing any water rippling effect. If I add then on you that like this. Yes. Is it clear to you? Thank you. Thank you. What is your name? Arpit Garg. What is your name, please? Oh, you are related to which country?
I'm related to India only, but at present I'm in Canada, from Andhra Pradesh.
Yes. You are Andhra Pradesh.
Yes.
Arpit, Madhya Pradesh. Different name now, that's why. Okay. Okay, Arpit.
From
Okay, Pavan. Yeah.
sorry,
Let
I'm
me
from
continue. You,
Pradesh, Telugu.
yes, Pavan. Your voice is breaking actually.
Breaking.
Yeah, now it is clear. Yes, tell me.
Yeah, I'm from Andhra
Yes,
Pradesh
tell me,
only.
Pavan.
Telugu.
Oh, okay. Again, it is breaking. You are from Andhra Pradesh. Okay. Yes. Here, we are discussing jQuery. jQuery is nothing but we are going to add. So here is my doc type, HTML. Under this, I'm writing here HTML start and HTML close. And under this, I'm writing here, inside this only we can write the body tag, body start and close. Here, inside this header, if I write my script tag, here if I add the script tag, by this I can add the JavaScript code. Before this, if I add any jQuery file, in jQuery.com, you can see many jQuery files. jQuery hyphen 3.5.1.js is one of the jQuery files. So if I add this file to a project, by that I can implement that jQuery related code. We can implement it inside this jQuery. So we have here jQuery 3.5.1.js we are adding to project. By that we can implement that jQuery related code inside the project. So here also we can add that jQuery related code and jQuery validation.js. Then jQuery, like this we have so many jQueries in the market. jQuery validation.js, UI.js, jQuery. Like that, so many jQueries are there in the Google. That if you search jQuery you can see all the jQueries. So jQuery is nothing but it's an external library. It's an external JavaScript file. It's a library of JavaScript. So we'll add that JavaScript file to our project. By that, we no need to write the JavaScript code from beginning. We can directly implement that rippling effect, validations, water effect, all we can create it by jQuery. So we no need to write any code from beginning. If we add that jQuery file for our project, we can use that code, library code in the program. Normally, if you write the C programming, we add hash include stdio.h, and inside that we write cout and printf and scanf. Similar way, here if we use the jQuery related file, we'll add it in the top. That jQuery related programming only will implement it inside the program. This way only we can create our application. So now, here it is jQuery. Next one is Ajax. So what is the use with the Ajax? Ajax is nothing but it's a asynchronous JavaScript and XML. Ajax is nothing but it's a asynchronous JavaScript and XML. So it is a combination of XML and JavaScript. See, normally if I want to chat with any person, if I want to check my sent mail, so sent mail, inbox mail, or if I want to check anything in my Gmail, it will take time to load it. Means I have to wait for the server response. Here in my Gmail, after loading that inbox, see, inbox is a synchronous. Synchronous means it will load the page from the server. So it is totally synchronous process. My page is loaded. If I want to chat with any person, I can open. By that, I can able to chat with that person. See here. See, here I'm saying hi. So in this GoToMeeting link also, if I say hi to some person, so I'm saying hi. So if I send hi to, see, sending now, it is not submitting my entire page to server. Just only request is submitted to server and it is reaches to that other person. But if I want to check my sent mail or inbox mail or important mail, see here how the URL is changing, how the total information is changing. See here. When I want to check my inbox, it will load the entire page. So if I refresh it, see, if your total page is loading, means it is synchronous process. If it is sending only part of request to server rather than whole page, it sends only. If we get, then we can call it as it's a synchronous process. Synchronous and asynchronous. Asynchronous to wait for the server response. Synchronous time, we no need to wait for the server response. Sorry, asynchronous time, we no need to wait for the server response. Okay. So here is my client page. Client page is interacting with the server page. So client want to check home. Portfolio, port.html page. If these pages are available in the server, then only we can implement the code. Then only we can implement that particular information to the browser. Here, if we write here port.html, something like this, these all, if it is available in the server, if I am searching here, so it will read, client request will reach to server and server will give the response. These all are the synchronous process. How many requests you will send, those many responses sake we have to wait. But if we use the asynchronous process, we no need to submit entire page to server. We can submit only part of request to server and we'll get the response. Here, this is what synchronous process. So if I create the asynchronous process here, in the asynchronous process time, so my client can send any number of requests to server. Whenever the server is free, so automatically it gives the response. So I can send, I no need to wait for the server response. I can send any number of requests to server. So no need to wait for your server response. So whenever server free, that time it will give the response. So here is my client. This is my server. So in the client and server architecture, here we are writing here asynchronous. Asynchronous process time, we no need to wait for the server response. Wait for server response. We no need to wait for the server response. We can send any number of requests to server. According to server free time, it will give the response. This way we can write the request and responses. So no need to wait for the server response, and we can send any number of requests to server. We can send any number of request to server. We can send any number of requests to server by this. So if I write a number of requests here, we no need to submit the entire page to server. So only part of page will submit to server and will get the response. Here we won't send whole page to server. We won't send whole page to server. We can send only part of request to server. Part of request, just only part of request will send to server. See here, I'm saying hi to some other person. So if I say something else here, see here, just I sending now. This way, sending now. It is not refreshing my entire page. It is not refreshing my inbox. Can you find it? What is the difference between synchronous and asynchronous? Arpit, Mahendra, Naveen, Pavan, Venkatesh. Please respond. Yes, Venkatesh. Venkatesh, are you talking anything? Is it clear to you or not? Either chat. Yeah, thank you, Arpit. Yeah. Here you have to be clear with asynchronous process and synchronous process. Then only you can understand properly. Okay. So this is what Ajax call. So we can implement the Ajax call like this. So here in this time we discussed Ajax call here. So this time here we created Ajax call here. So by that Ajax call, we can implement the code like this. Here we discussed about what is a jQuery, what is Ajax, what is HTML, what is JavaScript, and what is CSS. I'll discuss this responsive and bootstrap and lessons as in tomorrow's session. And this Ajax call, if I want to make to connect with any one server, so I can chat with. See here, it is a chatting window. So there is a chat option. Here chat. So it is not refreshing my entire page. Just if I click it, it is sending to that end. So if I say hi here, that hi message is sending in the chat box. So like this, it is also a asynchronous process, but it is an app. It is not sending submitting entire request. Here, when I move on this bubble, go down. So this is all because of jQuery. So using jQuery, we can implement this type of effect. So using jQuery only, we are implementing this bubbling type of effect. And similar way, here if I check here, how many times I'll refresh it, those many times it is loading. So now tell me, is it a synchronous process or asynchronous process? Many times I'll refresh it. Those many times it is opening a new page, new look, new image.
It's synchronous, right?
Synchronous. See, it is not synchronous, not asynchronous. Just changing of images by jQuery. Here I'm not sending any request to server. Now I'm not clicking on any of the page. Now I'm clicking on shop page. So it will open another URL with another background. So what is this process? If I click on shop, so it is opening that shop link. So is it a synchronous or asynchronous? Yes, Pawan. Naveen.
Yeah. Here also you are not connecting to any server, right? You are loading that page only.
Yeah. Is it a synchronous or asynchronous? How the page will come? Is it reloaded the page, or in this in the previous page only is it loading the content?
No, it's loaded the page. Next page.
Loaded the page
It's
means it
not
is
previous
connecting
page.
with server. It's not a previous page. So it is not loading the content in your requested place. It is loading the entire page to server, and entire page is loading. So what is this process?
So this is synchronous, right?
Synchronous. Yes, very good. So this way we can implement the synchronous and asynchronous process, and we can implement the code. So I'll show you one Ajax code here. So I'm using here to save the Ajax, to create an Ajax file sake. I'm using here PHP server, that is XAMPP. Inside that XAMPP, here inside this XAMPP, I'm writing here my application. Here, if I want to load, I have one dot XML file, one dot text file, one dot PHP file, one dot JSON file. I have different types of files. That file data, I want to load it inside my page. So for that, I have to start my server. So if I directly open it in browser, it won't load that external page. So I started my server. So after starting the server, so I'll put localhost here. Here is my localhost :80. This is my XAMPP server. I'm loading here. So if I load this localhost Ajax, yeah, why it is not loading? Ajax.html object not found, localhost. There. Oh, it is in cleared batches. Or let me open that existing folder. Here 6 a.m. Under this, I am writing here localhost JavaScript. I want to open without submitting my page. I want to open one.txt file into HTML page. I have one.txt file. That one.txt file I want to open it in this server page. So I'll show you here. Localhost :80. See. Here, after few seconds of gap, it is loading that some ASDF content. So how it is coming, that ASDF content? See, let's check here. See, this is the content. So I want to change this content to some other content. I'll copy some other content into this. So let me get some of the content. See, I'm copying some website content into text file. So Control A, save. Now I want to refresh it. See, after few seconds of gap, see, oh, it's showing that previous page. So I have to restart it. Okay, am I saved that file? Control yes, close it. Once again, I have to make the request. So if I make the request, then only I can make it. Open, start the server. is my local server issue actually, but directly it will display the output. Here Ajax, under this Ajax, JavaScript Ajax. So I'm explaining here first JS Ajax. See, after a few seconds of gap, even though it is showing browser cache. So browser is maintaining cache. So now let me run this. After a few seconds, see here, even wonder why something. But here it is showing ASDF KJ. See, that is browser cache. But here, after a few seconds of gap, you can see that modified content. That modified content is coming to our HTML page. The text content is coming to HTML page just because of Ajax code. We have written Ajax code there, so that's why it is executing. So now I want to connect with, here I started PHP with MySQL. So I started MySQL code here. So I want to use that MySQL code in my program. See here, when I search for MySQL, it is executing. This is the PHP output. That PHP output I want to print it in my page. So in my page, PHP MySQL connection, see here, I'm executing PHP MySQL only. Sorry, HTML page only, but it's giving the output of PHP. PHP is connecting with MySQL EMP table. That EMP table it is selecting and displaying inside our HTML page. Means HTML page response. PHP page response we are printing inside this HTML page. Okay. This way we can execute it HTML. This way only we can execute the HTML Ajax call. Okay. So like this we can implement the Ajax call with JavaScript, Ajax call with jQuery. So this is about the total entire thing. JavaScript is used for creating browser side functionality. We can create it by JavaScript. On JavaScript external file, JavaScript library is a jQuery. Ajax is nothing but it's a combination of JavaScript and XML, asynchronous JavaScript and XML. Inside that Ajax call, we can create an object using jQuery Ajax, using JavaScript Ajax. Both ways we can implement the code. jQuery Ajax we can create it, JavaScript Ajax also we can create it. Yesterday we discussed what is the use of HTML and what is a front end and where we use this front end, and after learning of these codes, how can you develop your website, that I explained yesterday. And today I explain what is the HTML, what is CSS, what is the purpose of JavaScript, jQuery and Ajax. Tomorrow I'll show you what is the use of responsive design, bootstrap and lesson size. And after that, tomorrow is a Friday. So Friday is the last day for this week. And next again we'll meet on Monday. So Monday link will change. So tomorrow is the last demo session. I'll explain that remaining concepts. The fee details you can ask the organizer. Once contact organizer, register with the organizer. By that they'll tell you that next week link. Tomorrow's link will be same, but Monday onwards link will change. That link will be shared by the organizer. So once you get registered with the organization, then they'll share that link. Okay, and try to come on time to the class. I will also come to on time to the class, and you should be phone number of institute, na? Go to Google and search for online training Durga sir. You can find that. Yeah. Yeah. So remaining content I'll explain you in tomorrow's session, and will every day you have to come to the class regularly, and you will get mail from my end, and every topic sake I have document. That document I'll send you once I start the regular sessions. I'll start sending the document to you, and whatever the programs I'm explaining you in Visual Studio Code or in Edit Plus, wherever I'll explain the programs, that programs and paint file and documents, three types of files you will get it from my side every day after the session. Okay, that's it for today. If you have any queries, you can ask me. Yeah, outfit it is clear. Mahindra, Naveen, Pavan, Venkatesh.
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay, then. Thank you. So we'll meet tomorrow in the same time in the same link, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. in the same link. Okay, then. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good day to you all.
Thank you.